Hey everyone, it's Fitz with the Daily Delivery. Hope you're doing well. I'm wearing my Royals shirt. Royals are red hot, and they had just announced that they're going to allow more attendance, I think around 17,000, to come into Kauffman Stadium starting in May, and I think that's very good news as we creep closer and closer to returning to 100% capacity. I expect that for this fall for football, both college and NFL. Some great discussion at Wabash Station about my previous daily delivery concerning beer sales and the ability to get passes to leave the stadium and return. And some of you made a really good point, one that I'm honestly embarrassed I did not address or recognize because I'm a big believer in this. As we return to normal, how many of us will return to what we did in the past? Will some of us begin to realize that watching sports on TV on our big screens without travel costs, without tailgating costs, without ticket costs, without donation costs, is pretty damn good. That's what we've had for the last year. If you're a sports fan and maybe you made the decision that you're not going back to the stadium except for the occasional big game that you want to see in person, instead you will watch from home. And some of you pointed out disallowing people to leave the stadium and going out to their cars at halftime or whenever might be the small detail that finally pushes them over and discourages them from returning. Honestly, it's a great point. It really is a good point because I am very concerned about how we as a society will return to things as they were before the pandemic. Will we still fill up stadiums? Will we fill up movie theaters? Or is that now suddenly just like overnight a thing of the past? Things will change in certain ways, and I think our viewing and purchasing habits will be among them. We have always spent a lot of money on attending sporting events and concerts and those things, and believe me, the people in charge of selling those tickets are very concerned it will never be like it was before the pandemic. I'm intrigued to see what happens this fall. So I'm going to do a little 180 here and say this. I think I now get why Gene Taylor and the athletics department decided to go back to pre-pandemic rules. Because you don't want to change the rules right now when there's so much uncertainty hanging in the air. Let people get back to normal, acclimate themselves, and then maybe in the future have another adjustment to having beer sales to the general public, which I think is fine, and being able to leave the stadium whenever you want. I'm actually much more concerned about that. Not because people drink in the parking lot, but as we know, they don't return to the game. Does that mean they will never enter the game? Well, I guess we'll find out at some point. But for now, I guess stick the course. Stay to it. Don't change, baby. Don't change.